Well, I'm on the phone with Craig Dagan, the women's basketball coach from Maine Maritime Academy. And Coach, a great week for you last week.
Yeah, we played well. Things are, we've been playing well for a while, and it's that road trip is always a big road trip. And as you and I talked about, it's you hope you can split. If you win two, it's great. If you lose two, it's a disaster. And our kids played tremendous, and we didn't play. I shouldn't say we played tremendous. I mean, we played good basketball, but just their compete level and stick-to-itiveness in tough moments. We're winning games in ways that we were losing games earlier in the season, which shows just the growth of these young kids and this team as a whole. And Friday night we got down, I think it was 10-0. Nobody panicked, and we ended up going on like a 20-5 run to get a lead, and we never relinquished it. And in both games over the weekend, we had leads going into the fourth quarter where the other teams made runs, and the kids didn't panic, and we made big shots. We made plays down the stretch, and we did just enough to get by and win two good games on the road. And it's the first time we've ever swept the New Hampshire trip, so it's a really big weekend for us, and the kids are super excited and just played with a ton of energy, and we're starting to get it. And this team's starting to get a little bit of that it factor at the right time of year and playing their best basketball at the right time. So, you never want to get too excited or get too high, too low, but we're in a pretty good place right now, and just hope that we can take care of business at home this weekend against two teams that we've already beat on the road. And we do that, we put ourselves in a great position not only to host a playoff game, but we're looking at, if we keep winning, we'll potentially get a bye in the first round. So we're in a good place right now.
I mean, and the awards keep coming in for Elaine Felix.
Yeah, I mean, she's a special kid, and it's funny because I was talking to her the other day about all the stuff. I mean, she won 4 or 5 awards again this week, and every time I bring it up, her eyes and her head automatically goes down, and she's a pretty humble kid, and I think who doesn't like the attention and the accolades, but at the same time, she really doesn't like it. But I also think that it's a direct reflection of not only her, but how well the team's playing and how well they're setting her up and allowing her to do her thing. I mean, it's clearly she's, if not our best, one of our best players, and the kids are playing through her and understanding her value, especially on the offensive end of the floor and what she brings and how much easier, by her doing what she does, how much easier it makes it on everybody else. So, they've got a nice rhythm right now offensively. We're shooting the ball at a pretty high clip. We're sharing the ball. I think we lead the conference in assists. I think we're second in the conference field goal percentage. And the irony on a team that doesn't necessarily shoot the ball well from the perimeter, we've just done everything else well. And, kudos to the kids. I mean, we've changed a lot of things offensively throughout the course of the year. And to be honest with you, just went to a 4-out-1 in offense and just let the kids play. And it's been a really, really great thing for them because it's taken advantage of their attributes and their strengths, and they're having a lot of fun doing it.
You've got 2 games coming up against UMaine Farmington, and they're the team you have the best chance of catching right now. They're just 1 game ahead of you. You're in 4th, they're in 3rd, and one of those from the postponement. Tell us a little bit about that. I know you don't want to look ahead, but Coach, I know all your talk. I know all your line. We got to take it 1 game at a time, Chris. I know.
Well, listen, for the sake of the radio show, I know I got to talk about other stuff, but we really don't. I mean, we haven't mentioned. I mean, we got Johnson Friday, Linden on Saturday, and we haven't mentioned anything beyond Johnson at all in practices. So, I mean, we really do take that approach with the kids and trying to keep them focused on the next task at hand. From a coaching standpoint, of course, we're always looking ahead and looking at what the next step is and different scenarios and Farmington, assuming we take care of business this weekend the way that we hope to, those 2 games become really, really big. I mean, they've got a couple tough games, and they might have the toughest schedule left of all the schools that are competing for a playoff berth right now in our conference. I mean, they've got a tough road ahead, but the 2 games that we play against them are always big. I mean, that rivalry goes back all the way to the mid-2000s, where every game seems like it comes down to 3 or 4 points. And last year at their place was no different, and we had a rare big win at the last game of the year last year against them here. But it's one of those teams. They're rivals, and it's a rivalry game, so to speak. But it's a team we have a lot of respect for, and we don't necessarily dislike. We just have a lot of respect for them, and with that cancellation early in the year, put a lot of emphasis on 2 games in a week, and who knew that those 2 games could really have a big say in potentially a bye, or even potentially a home playoff game, which is always huge this time of year. So we're looking forward to it. Jamie does a great job over at Farmington, and like I said, those games are always close games. So, but we're going to just focus on Johnson State first. We'll see how that goes. How's that?
That's good, Coach. I thank you for indulging me a little bit. All right, so the 5th through the 13th, in those 8 days, you've got 5 games. So it's really not a time to fine tune anything. I mean, it's really, play and then have a day off, and I mean, and probably a brief walkthrough. What are your plans for?
Yeah, I mean, that's more or less what we do. And even we had practice at 6 a.m. this morning because we got to go out on the road recruiting tonight. But, I mean, even the practice.
I bet the girls love that, didn't they?
They actually don't mind, to be honest with you. I mean, they get their practice in. A couple of kids were just in the gym getting their individual workouts in. And, they have the rest of the day to themselves. And so it's, in a lot of ways, you don't like getting up at 4:30, 5 o'clock in the morning, but when the practice is over, it's like, all right, I got the whole day, for me now. So I think they don't like it before practice, but after practice is over, I think they relish the free time. And in a lot of our morning practices are some of our best throughout the year. But as you said, this time of year, we're tweaking little things. We're making little adjustments in our offenses, and for every different game, we make adjustments in how we're going to defend certain things like pick and rolls and different post players and stuff like that. But it's more of the psychological battle than the physical battle at this point in time. And our practices are you try to maintain a level of conditioning, but for the most part, just a lot of shooting and just walking through and fine tuning offensive stuff, defensive stuff, and then working through it 5v5 to make sure that everybody's got it. So. Our practice this morning was an hour and a half. Tomorrow will be an hour and 15 minutes. And, it's more about just getting kids off their feet and resting now than anything else.
We'd be remiss without talking about Becca Campbell setting the career block shot for MMA.
Yeah, I'm really proud of her. It's been a long road for her. I mean, she's fought through a lot of injuries. She had back surgery last summer, and, she's put a lot on the line physically, not only personally, but for this program and us as coaches and our teammates in order to come back and spend her 5th year here. She's working on her graduate degree, which is awesome for her. She's going to walk out here with a master's. She's already got a job lined up. But for her to get this, that was one of her personal goals that she set for herself that, at the beginning of the years, that she wanted to come back and break that record. And, the really cool thing, and I think this speaks volumes about our program, Chris, is she broke the record. The first text message that I got after the game was from the kids, Julie Knights, whose record was broken, congratulating Beak.
Oh, that's awesome.
And that's kind of what we're all about, and kind of the family atmosphere and the togetherness that we have, not only of our current players but our alumni. And for that first phone call, so to speak, to be from the person that's record was broken, it speaks volumes. And it was a really cool moment. I mean, she's had like I said, injury-wise and playing time-wise, it hasn't been everything that she's wanted it to be, I'm sure. But when she broke the record, without even really thinking about it, I called a timeout because of other stuff that was going on, and our entire team rushed the floor and rallied around her. And it was a really big moment for Beak and just for our program. I'm really proud of her. I love the kid to death, and I'm really happy for her.
Well, Coach, I think back to last year, and our conversations last year when you were down to 6 players, and I was ready to come out and to sit on the bench as well.
Hey, we weren't that desperate, my friend.
Exactly. You've seen me shoot free throws. But, and now you compare to this year where you're 4th place and rising quickly in the ranks. It's just amazing.
It is. And, every year you start with a vision, and unfortunately it doesn't always happen that way. And, and there's so many factors that go into it, especially this time of year, and health is one of them. And been the key for us. Last year it was the demise of our season in most regards, and this year it's been the key to our success is our depth. And we've been, everybody's banged up this time of year. Nobody's truly really healthy, but for the most part, we've managed the little nicks and bruises. A couple kids have missed a game here or there, but we've been healthy all year long. And knock on wood, if we remain that way and we continue to improve and continue to get better as a team, and we're going to be a dangerous team going into the playoffs, and it's pretty exciting. And I keep talking about not only what's happening now, but the future of our program. As I said before, we've got a great recruiting class coming in next year, with the majority of our team returning, and stay healthy and kids stay committed. It's going to be a fun 4 or 5 years around here with the people that we've got in our program.
All right, sounds good. We'll talk to you next week, and best of luck this weekend.
Sounds good. We'll see you at the Ellsworth MDI game tonight.
There we go.
All right, thanks, Chris.